And here we are live. And I guess only two people watching are us right now. So we just kind of sit around and wait a little bit. And if anybody's over there, listen, you guys over there, you guys are on Instagram and you're watching us live too. We do apologize for the distance of the video, but this is just all experimental for right now. My software that I'm using, Instagram, is in a beta mode right now. I can stream live across two separate things through one program, but not yet. Instagram got to catch up. So we're going live tonight on both Facebook and Instagram tonight. And there's reasons behind all that. So guys on Instagram, welcome to the Third Eye Meditation Show. And of course, everybody here, welcome, and so glad to see everybody. Janine, good to see you. Hello, good to see you. The studio's a little packed today because not only do I have the beautiful Hannah with me here tonight, who's always here, but I also have my bestie, my ride or die, Sarah, who's always in the background, you know, doing the moderation, but she's here in the studio. There's a reason for all that tonight, so I'm glad you guys are here for all this. Tonight's show, wind down show, so everybody get relaxed. We'll be talking about a few things. I want to get a few things out of the way. First off, Third Eye Meditation, all right? thirdeyemeditation.net on the World Wide Web. If you go there, that's me. It'll tell you all about me. I cleaned it up even more for you. I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I put on where to find me. This way I don't got to sit here and tell you go to this site, that site, this site, that site. If you want to find me someplace, just go on thirdeyemeditation.net, go to that page, where to find me, and go find and follow me. I'm on a lot of interesting places, such as YouTube, believe it or not. Oop, and I just mentioned the YT word on Facebook. They're probably going to ban me. Right. But hey, whatever. I'm there. Nothing's really on there but these shows. But if you want to follow me there, because I'm saving everything for future things. That's all it's about. But find me on thirdeyemeditation.net. That goes for you guys too on Instagram, thirdeyemeditation.net, okay? Jackson, good to see you.
Hello.
How's it going tonight? So that's Third Eye Meditation, and Hannah wants to give our favorite Jen a shout out.
So please make sure you guys check out Mind's Eye Metaphysical for all your metaphysical needs. She is located at 3 Railroad Ave, Marietta, PA 17547, and the number to reach her at any time is 717-286-3784. She's great. We love Jen. We are a full supporter of Mind's Eye Metaphysical.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for Jen, I wouldn't be doing this here show. And also, real quick, guys, Third Eye Meditation is reaching, different heights, different places. I'm waiting for different things to come up. Lori, good to see you. Lori Renee, thank you for joining us tonight. But Third Eye Meditation is reaching all different places. But I wanted to give a big shout out, a thankful shout out to Rhonda from Solitary Coventry. A lot of you guys may already know who she is. You guys are coming over here to see me due to her. So a really big shout out to Rhonda, Solitary Coventry. All right. You got links for her all over my page too as well, because I know she's everywhere on the World Wide Web as well. But thanks to Rhonda, there's a lot of support. There's a lot of great people that she has following and chosen to come over to my side as well. So I really thank her. I thank you guys for that too as well. So tonight, with my crew here, Sarah's going to still be moderating, but she's going to be moderating on camera, which is really exciting for me because I get to have her in the studio. It's really cool that way. She turned down, she was going to do the promo for Third Eye Meditation, but she turned it down, so.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, don't put me on the spot.
You have one job.
One job, but she turned it down, no big deal.
Moderate, that's the one job.
Yeah.
Hi, Rhonda. She's
Hey,
here.
good. Rhonda, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. It was great. I was just kissing your ass a little bit. Thank you so much for everything. Really and truly, Rhonda. It's really great working alongside you. I really enjoy it, and I appreciate everything you do. But having Sarah here, she's still moderating. She's going to be doing a moderation. So tonight, what I want to do is I wanted to talk a little bit more about my last podcast. If you guys haven't caught it yet, again, thirdeyemeditation.net, and you can go to the podcast. And I have the invisible barriers. And I'm going to be talking about that. All right. I wanted to bring a few things up, sharing some things with you guys. All right. Because this is the Wind Down Show. We are here as a network, as a community, and we all help each other out. And that's what's important. So I want to talk about that. And then the reason I got Sarah in here, well, I didn't really get her in here. I just asked if she could go on because I could always remote her in. But Sarah's like, I'll be there. This is what I mean with dedication for someone who's not even getting paid.
Forced her against her will.
Oh, thanks. Here. Great. Thanks for calling me out on that one. But, all right. Well, she's here on her own free will, or if I forced her against her will, she's here. And she's here for the second half of the show, because second half of the show, I am going to get it started with talking about things Sarah and I have done in the past. Exploration, hiking, meditation, and all this. And there's a reason for that, because I'm trying to get you guys all psyched up for the February 1st show. All right, so let's start off this here first half with, let's see. Yeah, Ron is saying we need to coordinate so that we're not overlapping our live streams. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't worry, Rhonda. We'll definitely talk, because there's a lot of things I want to get. We are overlapping. We have our own things going on. And again, I still work, 2 jobs during the day. It gets difficult to like bring the messages out and getting these messages out to you guys as a network. And then the other things I want to do with Solitary Coventry too. So,
She's interested in talking about the third eye specifically.
Yeah,
so
great. We'll definitely do that. So, yeah, when I catch a break and we can all line up and sync up with our schedules and all, we could sit, we could talk. I still wanted to get to you personally on the phone and all that, but we will. We'll get there. There's always stuff to look forward to, and that's what I like. So tonight, these invisible barriers, I wanted to bring this up. When I did the podcast, it was specifically kind of personal to me because it affects me. And then it also goes across to people I know, people that are close to me. We all have struggles in life. I don't care who you are. We have struggles, emotional struggles, sometimes financial struggles, which lead to emotional struggles. But the question I ask, I sit here and I got a plan. I say, wow, I don't really have much. I got a wonderful wife who supports me. And we always just talk about packing everything up, selling everything, getting a motorhome, hitting across the country, living life freely, off the grid, away from all the stupidity and enjoying things. What's stopping us? It's a question I pose because it's an invisible barrier. We become programmed and conditioned to start living in this matrix, this reality that's falsely created by human beings ourselves, and we get stuck in that. And then we put these invisible barriers up in front of us for whatever the reason, because we believe, or we've been conditioned to believe, that we have to stay where we are, regardless of the emotional turmoil that it's creating, because we feel that we are somehow dedicated to this matrix and we have to stay there. We feel that reality is, we have to keep our jobs. We have to have a pension. We have to have this. None of this is true. If you truly believe deep inside of yourself that you have an idea of what you want to do in life, go for it. I'm the first one to say that. And I'm also the first one to say I got to practice what I preach. And I don't always practice what I preach. I'm stuck in the same reality and I don't seem to break out of it. I have nothing holding me back but these invisible barriers. And that's what's important to me, to get that message out, that if you guys have something that you really want to do, dream about, an idea, a thought, make it into a reality and go and do it. Break down these invisible barriers. Is there anybody out there that has an idea? You think you want to be in a different place, a different situation? You know you can do it. It's not hard. The hardest thing, though, is jumping over these invisible barriers. We all have ideas. We all have thoughts, places we want to be, rather be, you know. I mean, Hannah, you spoke to me. I'm not going to go into all detail, but even you want to be in that different place.
Mm-hmm.
And what's holding you back? Is it invisible?
I mean, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I definitely have, there are actual barriers keeping in the way,
Mm-hmm.
but how I look at it is that I also have those invisible barriers that are preventing me from actually getting down the realistic barriers
Mm-hmm.
that are keeping me from where I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
It does. And
Because if there's a will, there's a way. You know what
Mhm.
that's what I mean. And so I have things that I need to get done, but there's these invisible barriers inside of me that are keeping me from just doing it and tackling it.
Mhm.
So yes.
yeah, and I see Ron is saying too. Yeah, if you go there within your mind, you know, yeah, doing those theta brainwaves and all, anything is possible. Astral projection. I've done the astral projection, and yes, you can escape that reality, and you can make that world become reality. And even Rhonda, even within, let's just remove the metaphysical from it. You know, let's just say someone who doesn't even believe in that. There are people that sit and say, "Hey, listen, I'd much rather do this. I'd much rather do that." Going there and doing it, even outside of the metaphysical world, we can do it. It's up to you to actually have that thought control and be strong enough to say, I'm going to do it. It's taking a risk. And of course, there's always fear, and fear is just the fear of the unknown. You know, we make too much out of it. So I definitely feel that metaphysically or not, we can do it. We can break out of the matrix and we can do what we want to do. Yeah, and exactly. Your waking state, Rhonda, it's up to you. You could create that, and that's great. If you have a thought, an image, or a vision of what you want, and if you actually put it in there in your mind, take it to meditation levels, take it to the astral projection field, you're working on it now. And now you can make it be a reality for yourself. You can definitely work that into your life. So it's absolutely, yeah, that's a great one. Recreating your reality. See, this is why I love having Rhonda in the background. It's great. Your thought level's right with me. So definitely, guys, practice it. And this is why I push meditation so hard. And I do it strictly for this show to get that message out to you. It's really important. Your meditation is going to give you a sense of being, and you don't have to sit in strife and worry. You can take that deep breath, envision what you want, and then it's just putting your mind to it. Again, I could push you all I want, all I can, but it's really up to you to make those actual steps to get it in motion. It takes a lot more than just picturing it. You got to make that reality, but you got to take the first steps for that. Yeah.
I like what she just said.
Yeah, we are definitely connecting on a spiritual level. Rhonda and I, yeah, that's why, there's going to be future collaborations, big time. Like, I'm thinking really big, and I'm just waiting for all schedules to match up, and you guys are going to probably be kind of shocked at just how much we'll be able to give you together. The whole pagan community, we're thinking about bringing us all together and all, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, as we go live. Yeah, definitely. So, guys, be prepared for that. So, who else out there? Yeah, I'm ready to rumble too there, Rhonda. Anybody else that wants to share? Does anybody else feel they're stuck in their current reality, but envision something more for themselves? And that goes for you guys over there on Instagram too. If anybody wants to talk and jump on in, we got all this. I'm taking up some bandwidth with doing this, but hey, I'm prepared. I already checked the internet speed. So if anybody has if you got any questions, bring them on here. Remember, this is a community. It's a network, so don't be afraid. Sarah is here to moderate, and she's really good at this, so she will be able to help us out with this.
I'm kind of zoned out already, so I'm staring and keeping
Yes.
track of everything. So
Yeah, so since she's in her zone, if anybody has anything for her, yeah, definitely bring it up here. And Rhonda, thank you so much. I know you got to go live on Rumble. So if anybody wants to go over to Rumble, check out the Pagans Rumble channel. All right. She brings a lot of content to you. So definitely check Rhonda out. The Pagans Rumble channel. And that's on Rumble, rumble.com. Or check her out, Solitary Coventry. Search the name. Find her. Like her. Follow her like I do, okay? And look at that. She even put in a link for you guys. She's even quicker than Sarah is. So, yeah, good job. This is why
Don't
Sarah's
knock
my
on
friend.
Sarah.
Ow.
Yeah, so go follow Rhonda. And Rhonda, again, thank you very much. I appreciate everything to you. Blessed be to you. Jackson, good. Jackson's here.
Go ahead, Sarah. You can read it.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
read.
Even being stuck in the specific time, but knowing where you want to be in the future is okay. Sometimes being in a moment in time for a little time to stay in a comfortable spot is needed in order to move forward in the future. That makes sense.
It does.
I like that.
Yeah, and Jackson, that brings back to when I talked about past, present, future. We always worry about that future. That's where our fear comes, and that's why we worry, and that's why we get stuck, and that fear becomes that invisible barrier. But being in a moment, and you're staying in that moment in a comfortable spot, makes a lot of sense. That helps.
Yeah.
I like that. Jackson, you always deliver such good content yourself, too.
There's nothing wrong with planning for the future, but you always have to just live in the moment.
Right.
Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's still trying to take those steps
Yes.
forward, being in that comfortable zone instead of just staying there
Yeah.
and becoming stagnant.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Brilliant minds. That's what this is about. Our community is full of brilliant
Lori
minds.
said, I feel like my mother is my barrier from living a happy life.
Lori, this is a good one, and I'm glad you bring it up, and I'm not scared to talk about that either. Problems like that, all right? When it comes to family, I want to say this now. People in your life, if they're toxic for you, whether they're friends, family, you can feel comfortable cutting them out.
Sometimes they see their way out.
There you go.
If you just let them
Take the hint.
have their actions, they see themselves out. I just had to do that in my life with a couple different people. Just let them act how they want, let them be, and then they start to realize that you're not responding the way that you were or the way that they anticipated, and they see themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And to add on to that, I'm trying to just step into her shoes for a second there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just say, I know what it's like to have a toxic family member in your life. And I know it's easier said than done. So I don't want you to just feel like, oh yeah, you can just, spit words at me, but it's about the action of actually doing it. It's possible. It does take a toll on your mind and your mental, I'm not going to lie to you. But in the long run, when you're looking at the bigger picture of your life, you're going to want to knock that barrier down. And you're going to want to find the best way for you, yourself, to cut that person out of your life, or at least establish boundaries.
Yeah.
But it is possible to knock that barrier out of your life, because the most important thing to you is having a happy life, and you have to have the will to be able to get that barrier out of your life.
I think boundaries is a very good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the first
And
step.
and the boundaries can't be respected, then it's going to hurt and it's not going to be easy, but you got to knock that barrier out. And there are ways to do it, There's quick ways, or there's just, step-by-step ways that you obviously will have to, think of the best way with your relationship. I won't ask you, personally why, but you can plan a way to get her out of your life in a better way that'll work best for you.
Yeah, there's many issues when it comes to family. We always hear family is the most important. It's true to a point, but at that same time, once we get into the toxicity, we need to change that. you need to remove yourself from that. All right, it is important. And when we're talking to something as close as a mother, listen, just because you're going to say, Mom, we need to set boundaries, that's not abandonment. It's not saying I don't love you or anything. You have to love yourself first. All right, remember that. You are first. You're the priority. Listen, years ago, I used to work on the streets of New York, all right? Emergency medical service. And they taught us, you are of help to no one if you're not watching out for yourself first. That applies to life in all different, ways. You are number one. You are the first priority. If you're not happy, nobody's going to be happy.
They have that example of when you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks drop, you have to put yours on first to help somebody else put on theirs. Don't go instantly for the other person, because that might not work out, and now you're both without a mask. You have to help yourself first before you help that other person.
Exactly. So yes, you first, okay? Just remember that. You first. Like I said, this is kind of personal. I know it's difficult bringing it up on a forum like this. You could always contact any one of us at any time, through the messenger here, through Third Eye Meditation if you need further help or guidance. Not a problem.
To Gary,
Absolutely.
to Hannah, to Sarah.
Yeah, whichever one you feel most comfortable with, or, but definitely we can help you out further, because I can understand that it's difficult. It's very difficult. And I don't like,
it's almost
pulling out.
barrier on top of a barrier, because it's like the barrier itself is your mother, she's preventing you from having a happy life, but that barrier stacked on top of it is that she's your mother.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but thank you for bringing it up. And like I said, it's just I would help you out more, but on a forum, I don't want to bring, family in there. It's difficult on a live forum. Yes, and we appreciate you, Lori, definitely. And reach out to us at any time. Really quick, is there comments on?
Nope.
Those are not?
no, it's just me.
Oh, it's you. Okay, great. All right. No, I'm sorry. We are, again, if in case you just joined us, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. All right. Tonight, streaming live. So I'm just double checking. So if you guys on Instagram have anything, please shoot up questions, comments, concerns, whatever. It's great. All right. Just keep everything non-judgmental. And we're here to help each other out in this Third Eye Meditation community. So these invisible barriers that we create, you understand, we're all in this together. We all have them in some way. I had mine. That's why I did the whole podcast. Don't forget to check that out on thirdeyemeditation.net. Find the link for my podcast. It's real important because I love the podcast, because I get to really dump my feelings out on there, because I'm not actually talking to an audience. I'm basically talking to myself. But I did that invisible barriers based on personal experiences from myself. I want to be someplace. I want to be, boom, instantly. Nothing's stopping me, but I put up these invisible walls and I get stuck. And then I sometimes wonder why things keep getting worse, So everybody has that barrier. Everybody does. We just got to remember that we can change everything. I told you before, we write our own scripts. The world is our stage, and the world provides us with all the props. So we just need to write that script, and we can keep changing it whenever we want. If things are not going right, change it. Rewrite it right in the middle of the story. Who cares, right? You're the director of your own life. So that's what I just hope that message got out there. If anybody ever wants to reach out again, you could do it right here on Facebook. Send a message to us. And like I said, you don't have to talk to me. You can talk to anyone. Hannah, Sarah, we'll help you out. All right? Because everybody, sometimes we are experiencing similar situations and you don't realize that. And it's nice to have somebody that's going through the same thing to kind of help you out with that. So definitely reach out. Instagram, you guys could do the same thing too. But know what you guys got to do? You got to follow me over here on Facebook, all right? Because it makes it so much easier. Eventually things will get a lot easier. But you guys on Instagram too, if you have any issues, problems, concerns, Third Eye Meditation community will help you out, giving you some guidance. If it's anything bigger, if you want meditations, lessons and all, thirdeyemeditation.net, all right? Go on there, and I got all the information for you. And that goes for everybody here, because I'm looking at bigger and better things to get this network together, supportive community. So, if anybody, and There's this guy Justin Crowell just popped up in here, so
I don't know.
but I'll say hi to Justin Crowell. How you doing?
Thank
Yeah, thank you for joining in. I'm glad to see you here tonight. If anybody else has anything else, because I went through the first half, like I said, the invisible barriers. I didn't want to go on to it too long. Listen to the podcast if you really want to get deeper into it. Hear my last podcast, and we could definitely talk about it. Second half of the show, I do want to get into. So if anybody has anything on invisible barriers first, let me know before I move on. I'll just keep plugging away, thirdeyemeditation.net, all right? Also, guys, to help out, because recently, last 2 weeks, I think I got shadow banned. I might have mentioned other platforms on this platform. I did. I know I did. That's why I'm not mentioning them, even though I did tonight.
You did at the beginning.
I did. I know. And they shadow banned me. My posts were only getting like 12 views at most, when normally I'm in the 80 to 100 range. So tonight, if you want, definitely hit that like button, hit the hearts, and just throw up hundreds of them, because it literally helps. Like, just keep smashing the heart buttons on here or whatever. If you do that, that helps me out. This way, I can help you guys out. That's all. I don't know why I have to compete with algorithms, but apparently I do. So I'm going to move the second half of the show along now for you, because there's a whole reason why Sarah's in here too with us. On February 1st, okay. Hey, Evan! What's up, buddy? I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining in. I really do appreciate that. Great to see you, Evan. Old friend, old partner of mine back in New York. So I appreciate you joining. It's so good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Definitely, let's get into the second half, because I wanted to start promoting. On February 1st is the next show, all right, the wind down show. Like I said, I'm doing it every 2 weeks, but I am going to bring in something for you next week. I try on the off week, I want to try and bring a little bit of different topics or subject matter. It might just be me. It might be me and Hannah. It all depends. I'll throw something together. It might not be on Wednesday night, but just on the off week, and to keep things exciting and to keep Facebook from, shadow banning me, I want to give some more content.
Sit here and play cards or something.
We can. I can do tarot cards, actually. Yeah. There's a whole lot of things I can do. So I am going to be in the doing probably the next podcast as well. So be on the lookout for that. thirdeyemeditation.net. That's where you're going to find everything. I am going to do on February 1st. I want to start promoting that now, because I got an old friend coming in. And if you're on Instagram, she's on Instagram. Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. All one word. Sarah's going to get into moderator mode and type it up for you.
Hiker Chicks?
Yep. Hudson. No, don't know of Hudson Valley.
I should have had this copied before.
Yeah, sure.
That
And
would have
that's
been
it.
great.
So there you go. Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley on Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, if you don't, go get one. All right. Yeah, I'm very demanding, because Maria's got some great content. Maria will be in, well, actually she'll be in remote, because she's up in New York. And it's amazing. Like, after all these years since being out of high school, even though it was only a couple years ago, actually, that I got out of high school.
Only.
Nobody believes me. But we left, and all these years go by, and you kind of start talking again, and she's into all the stuff that I'm into. Now, if you guys caught, and if you haven't, you could always dig through it on the videos from the past. I did a Wednesday night wind down, the friendship show, and I had a special guest in here, Sarah. And it was the first time she was on camera, and it was great. We had a great time. But Sarah and I, we do the same thing. We do explorations. We go on these hikes. We find places with some history or background on it, and we go on these hikes. And they're usually meditative hikes, because at some time I'm in my element, and I know Sarah gets into her element. And Sarah, I always bring her along because she's a photographer, and she's probably one of the best damn photographers I've ever had. And that's why I like to have her on it, to document everything we do. So that's why I brought her in here tonight, because that's exactly what Maria does with Hiker Chicks of Hudson Valley. But she goes deeper. She runs this here blogs. She'll tell you all about it. She writes very detailed blogs of her adventures. And she's been in places that, man, I wish I could go to. If I had the time, I definitely go to these places. And she's mostly in the New England area, but she did some hikes out in Arizona. She actually found some undocumented hieroglyphics out in Arizona. I'm blown away. I'm like, I never find this kind of stuff, you know? So we're going to talk about that just to get you excited. I want to talk to you about hiking, exploration, photography, and how this all relates to meditation, because this is kind of stuff you can do as well. And Hannah here doesn't like to camp outdoors or anything, so but she's here anyway because
it's just not my style. I glamp. If you're gonna pull me a camper or an RV, it has to, a shower.
I'm down with that.
I'm
yeah,
down for that.
I mean, I'm down for that too.
Don't get me wrong. I have hiking boots. I will hike a half of a mile.
Yeah, but
Because then you gotta walk
see
a
some-
half mile back, so then
Right.
that counts as a mile.
Here's the thing. I almost die on every hiking trip that
Yes.
we go on.
yes. And if
It's not a
Sarah,
red flag.
yeah,
I still go.
I gotta bring her. It's important. I don't care if she's gonna die. But if
the
you remember,
pictures, I will hike for a picture.
Right.
yeah,
I was gonna say I've had like a few photo shoots where I've had to hike for,
Mm-hmm.
and the pictures that you get are like breathtaking.
Absolutely.
and it helps when you got a beautiful face like that one too. So that's all. You don't gotta hike for something like that, okay? So yeah, Evan. Yeah, thank you, Evan. Yeah, the pictures. I have some pictures up on Facebook that Sarah had taken. Beautiful pictures. I'd love to share more of them because they're all over the place. She does such wonderful compositions and it really documents everything. So I'll definitely get more of them up there.
I have more pictures on my personal page, but it's not necessarily hiking related, so I haven't shared them to the meditation page. I have to figure out how to connect the two in order to get those pictures onto this website too. But I'm excited
Okay,
to
good.
figure out how.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for you because I would love to promote your stuff and definitely promote yourself too, because yeah, they're fantastic. But this is the thing, you were talking about Sarah literally has near-death experiences because I just push her so far because I can hike. I mean, I'll hike and I don't care what kind of steep grades I'm going up, but I usually at times I wind up like having to drag her and I'm just like, you know what, Sarah, you're just
Like,
going to stay
leave me
here.
halfway.
Yeah,
And
I do. I mean, it's no big deal, but
that's
unless I
There's
need
that
it for a
one
picture.
Time. There was that one time that you were pretty out of it too.
I was
so-
going to say I almost died too because I am a diabetic and I didn't eat anything. I just went on the trail. Yeah, I know. She's
Yeah,
So
exactly.
my husband's diabetic too, so
Yeah.
I'm just like dumb.
That
MF.
point forward, I had a snack in my bag at all times for him.
yeah, because she almost had to,
Carry
airlift
you up
me
a
out.
hill.
Yeah, and carry me up
Nope.
a hill because I was near death. It was great. She had to drive me home and all. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. It's fun.
Just keep Smarties. They're the easiest things.
They are, yeah.
Smarties. You just pop them in your pocket.
Yeah, I just
Fine.
it was random hike. I said
Yeah.
I just want to try it out. It wasn't that long of a hike, and we're just gonna try it out. That's all. Just see what it's about, so we
That's
can go there.
5 miles later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somewhere along probably the 5th or 6th mile, yeah, I'm near death. I'm ghostly white. I'm sweating profusely, and Sarah's just like, what the fuck are we gonna do? So I'm like, okay, so I
She's
almost
like checking
died.
her phone. I have no service here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was that one time that we just laid there. We were meditating on
Mm-hmm.
a rock for God knows how long. And we opened our eyes, and there had to be 15 different buzzards around
Vultures,
us.
yeah. Yeah, so
They're
we
like, we're
I
gonna
don't know
eat
what
you.
y'all were manifesting in your brains.
I don't know.
we
but-
were
or
in
what
a
they
deep
thought we were
state.
dead.
They thought we were dead, which is incredible. But I know this sounds all weird, like, half dying on it, hikes. Take it at your own pace. Consult your doctors before anything. But hiking becomes a
Bring
form
a
of
flare
meditation. Flare gun, Smarties if you're a diabetic. I mean, take your medications, eat
Hannah's
before.
here for all your hike survival needs.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's the outdoors places me immediately in that meditative state. I feel the second I go out into the outdoors, I'm escaping that reality. My invisible barriers are just broken down. I just feel that the human experience began without roofs over our heads, and we were just in survival mode. We hunted for our own food, we foraged for our own food, and our bodies' rhythms are based on the frequencies of the earth, the cycles of the earth, the seasons of the earth. So being outdoors reconnects you, and it disconnects you from this crappy reality that we live in. Once you're outdoors, all the thoughts about work are gone, about your finances, about, bill collectors, everything is gone because you're out in nature where we were intended to be at. So hiking becomes a meditative experience, at least for me, because like I said, meditation could be anything. Whatever relaxes you, whatever calms you, you do it. And you can have fun. It's not all, I know we're sitting in the half lotus, it's not always that. That can get boring. So we could create these different ways of meditating just by doing things that we enjoy. Mm-hmm. Photography.
Yep.
That's one.
And I was telling you actually before the show too, is my way of meditating, and I can't ever calm my brain. So I have to focus on something, and what I choose to focus on is typically where I am. I'll imagine myself in the woods or by water, and it's so much easier for me to do that if I'm already in that environment. So that's what helps me a lot of the time, and why it's easy. Well, it's faster for me to get into that meditative state being outside.
Mm-hmm. It helps because you're surrounded by those elements.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult when you're saying you're stuck inside of your home, and again, we have too much of the reality around us, so it's much more difficult to focus and to picture that stuff. So if you go outdoors, the environment's going to pick up on you, and your body's going to start responding to that, and you'll get right into that meditative state much quicker. And it's so true. Yeah, I noticed you too. You have such deeper experiences when you're outdoors, just like me. So I want to push Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley because she's going to be on February 1st. Okay.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, Hannah. Thank you. We are going to talk about all of her explorations because I'm sure she's got big ones too. Sarah and I have been on some really good ones. We've had some experiences. We went to an old prisoner of war camp that was hidden here in Pennsylvania.
That was interesting. That's also where we found the random geocache.
Yeah.
That was exciting in and of itself.
Yeah, if anybody knows geocaching, we don't do geocaching. We haven't done it, but that's where people they do explorations, but they use caches that are hidden in the woods with coordinates. And then you go out and you find those coordinates and try and find this cache. That's basically geocache. We don't do that, but most of the time when we go out, this one finds the geocaches just randomly because she's sticking her lens inside of all these different places and she finds these geocaches.
We found at least 2 or 3 at this point.
I believe
right?
we found 3. Yeah.
Did you find the cache?
Not
well,
cache,
it's not
but
necessarily
it's
always
the
cash.
CAC.
I was like,
not cash. No, not that cash.
It's like take a penny, leave a penny type situation.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if
That's
you
cool.
find a shell or a button
Oh,
out while
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you're
I was gonna say,
out,
people
you can
put,
put that in
rocks
there.
I see them at
Yes.
the doctor's offices all the time.
Yep.
Where people leave rocks and
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, we don't do it, but she always finds these caches.
Speaking of, I went on a trip for the holidays and we were at a rest stop. And I'm walking by this brick wall and there's this little eye just on the wall. And I was like, what is that? Well, I go look over it and it's this little pebble, like this rock.
And someone painted
Painted it like an eye.
That's
I
cool.
was
Interesting.
I kept it.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I kept
Good for
it.
you. I
but
would too.
I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to be looking forward to. Talking about these experiences and that prisoner of war. There was one section where I had a really uneasy feeling in it, and Maria is into all the haunted hikes too as well, which is also exciting, and I know she's going to be down to talk about that. And since we had that experience too, it's exciting. So if you're into all the ghost hunting and stuff like that too as well, boom, hikes are great for that, especially if you find these old abandoned places that have been lost in time. We explored an entire city not far from us, really. It was an abandoned city, and it's on a rail trail where people just walk by it every day. No idea that it's there. And it's just wonderful. Even you could do it because it's really close and you don't got to hike for it,
Yeah.
So
That was just hot the day that we went. That was all.
yeah, but At least we didn't have to carry each other. We didn't die on that one. Yeah, not that time. So get out there and explore. I always say, you could go like cross country and find these, off the grid places to go to, but you don't have to, because a lot of people just doesn't, we don't have that luxury all the time. We can just go into our own backyards. You would be surprised. Open up Google Maps, go into the satellite mode where you could see all the pictures right in your area, and just find these random little grassy areas and go explore them. As long as you're not on private property or whatever, make sure you check that out first. You'll be surprised when they clear cut for roads and all that, all the stuff that they push aside. You'll be amazed at all the stuff that you would actually find that's in there. So your own backyard could be a whole different world of exploration. And if you do have a chance to get even 10 minutes away, you'll start to find things too.
That one that we went on where I found that piano, wasn't that right off the highway? Right
off the highway. We did explore, and it was more of a property than anything else, but in a very urban area, which is in Maryland we were at. And right off of a highway, right off an exit of a highway, very populated commercial area. There was a small, probably a half of a block of just trees. That's all it is. So like if you're driving by, it's just trees off to the, right? Nobody knows what's back there. I used to go back there, and it used to be homes back there. Only the foundations still remain in there. And then there used to be what I thought belonged to maybe the county or something like that, but it's just a shed, a big shed basically. I used to, I guess, be used as a garage for something. Found an old piano inside there, still working. Someone played it. It was really
awfully, but I played it.
Yeah, I could even put those pictures up too on Facebook too as well. But exploring this, and that was the place that really got me into blogging. So even before Third Eye Meditation, I was on the site Medium for bloggers, and I love to write. It takes much longer than talking, but a lot of people don't read anymore. They prefer this medium, so that's why I stopped doing it. But I wrote a whole big story about that, because it's just, if you close your eyes and you think underneath your feet, what was there 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago, 500 years ago, there's always something underneath right where you're standing that is related to history. And if you tune yourself to that, you'll be amazed at the stuff that you would open your eyes to when you're just going out for a regular walk. Start looking for these little patches of land that, have been forgotten about, and going and exploring them. It brings about it's healthy exercise for one, unless you're dying on the trails like some of us. So take it at your own pace and check with your doctor before trying any, physical exercises. Helps with your meditation, helps clear your mind. It gets you out into the great outdoors, again, which is great for you, for your health. And you could become an explorer. And if you want to go down the haunted route, go down the haunted route. Go explore those places, because they're out there and they're well documented. There's plenty of documentation on YouTube of places to explore. That's how Sarah and I usually find ours. I was like, "Oh, Sarah, we got to go check this one out." And we find it. And you guys still sometimes find it because, once you get to these places and you still got to dig through it and find the exact location. We almost got lost at the prisoner of war camp.
Yes, we did.
We went in the wrong direction, and we could have been hiking for days, and we were going in the completely opposite direction. But that's the fun of it. Take some time and do some stuff like that.
Sometimes getting lost clears your mind naturally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We still got some good pictures and had a fun time at going in the wrong direction. But
we did.
It was still fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a great time with it. So get out there. Think differently. Think of bigger things than just the meditation we know. Break that out of your, mindset. That's all good. I could guide you through those. But you want something bigger, Or if you want something that's much easier for you to do. Personalized. Good one. Definitely personalized. Reach out. Try stuff like that, Start exploring. There's so much out there. There's so much that happened. Remember, past, present, and future. We could dig up the past. I metal detect. I love metal detecting too. So yeah, these are things we can do. So February 1st, Maria, Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley on Instagram. So that's at Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. Check out her page, follow her page. She always got videos and pictures of all these here hikes. When she's on here, she'll give you more links to her blogs. I'm sure she will do that. And she'll talk to you about a lot of her hikes and how to get involved in that kind of stuff if you like to do it. 'Cause she does, it looks like she does guided tours too of the place. She takes these here people. Yeah, she's really great with all that stuff. She will tell you how to get started and all that. Me, I just, like I said, I use Google. I say, ooh, I want to go look at this piece of land. And then I'll call up Sarah and say, I found a place, and then we go and explore it. So that's how we do it.
To see like how like her experiences have made her feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's the type that will tell you, since she's all into the meditation like I am too, so she will definitely tell you that. So, write that down as a question.
I was going to say, because me and my husband, we just, took our son for his first birthday to the zoo, and then, me being the nosy person that I am, I drove the opposite way of the exit of the zoo, and I found the Botanic Gardens, and I never knew that they were there. And I can't tell you how cleansed and clear my body and my mind felt just being in that nature environment that I was in. It was so calm, so peaceful. Justin even felt the same exact way.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I feel so good. Like, my feels so clear. And he's like, we have to find more places like this.
Great. Oh,
So.
you guys should come with us. There are places. Well, I won't take you on the death hikes,
I was like,
Yeah, we could leave that out.
Like
I
the
know
one
a
you
couple
fell
places.
on?
Yeah, the one that I fell on. I did. My leg is still messed up, and this is going back probably a year now since I fell down.
long.
But like,
Yeah.
I'll
Was
hike,
it?
but not
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah, no, actually, I know a place right down the road from here, and
Can I put my stroller?
yes.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it's that overlook by the Lancaster River there.
Oh, Pinnacle Overlook.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's on this side here.
Yeah,
And it's
I was
really
gonna
easy
say,
to
I've
get
done a modeling shoot there.
Yeah. Again, everything's beautiful when you got a beautiful face. So,
I will
That's
hike
compliment.
for pictures. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you want me on a 10-foot mountain? I got you. You gotta get some good shots.
Okay, rejects.
Alright, so whether it's a full-on hike or even just a walk around the neighborhood, like you said, being out in nature, feeling the breeze and the grass in between your fingers brings us back to our roots, brings us back to our ancestors, and not many people realize that. Adding other things to this, such as music or friends, can enhance that experience so much
We need
more.
him on the show.
Yeah, we do. I actually did talk to him about that, but I think Jax is waiting for the real rabbit hole stuff, so you got to come on
Yeah.
the Rumble channel with me. I think we could talk about that.
But no, that's beautiful.
I'll contact you after this about something else, because I'm going to be talking about that on another platform altogether.
I like that insight, though.
Yeah. Again, the breeze is what you're feeling. It's all part of our senses. If we're going into the whole pagan thing, when it's earth, air, fire, spirit, water, it's all connected once we're outdoors. We are in tune with that. The breezes, the grass. Depending, if you love hot weather and you're doing it and you're feeling the heat, if you love the cold and you could do it out in the cold and you're feeling alive with the cold touching your skin, your ancestors, that's what really hit me there. It brings us back to our ancestors before all this was made up, working and going to grocery stores for stuff, where our ancestors had to fight to live and had to experience the outdoors, because before there was like these here modern roofs above our head, our ancestors had to build that shelter themselves by being outdoors. So that definitely rings so true with me when it comes to our ancestors. And adding other, music is great. I usually don't listen to music. Yeah, music is great. And usually when I'm outdoors, I don't really bring music because I like the sounds of nature more than anything else. But bringing friends, I bring Sarah with me, it's tenfold. It's so much better, because at least I know somebody else is enjoying it. And I also have somebody to carry my body out, and she has somebody to carry her body out if, we don't make it. But yeah, being with friends, sitting and meditating together, we've had some deep meditations together. It was, fantastic. So,
And it doesn't have to be like a huge trip either. I think we pulled off to the side of the road by a boat launch the one day, and it was just like, we're going to take a second here and just chill.
Mhm.
And that was a really powerful one too.
Absolutely. And that required the most minimal walking we've ever done to anything. It literally was just pulling off the side of a road, going down to the water, finding a rock. And again, I got beautiful photographs from this one. Absolutely gorgeous. It's my screen background on my phone. And we just sat and meditated. That's all we needed to do. And we needed to do it at that moment in time. So we didn't have to go digging deep for a place to go. We just pulled off on the side of the road, went down by the water, and that is being outdoors. And it places us in such a positive mental state that it just helped us. Changed everything. Our whole attitudes changed. So achieve that if you guys want to. You can do it. You can do it by meditating, by walking, enjoying things. Even if you don't like to go into the outdoors, find things you like to do around the house. Again, this can get boring. Not a lot of people can achieve that. Meditation is anything that you make of it. And you'll hear some great stories from Maria. I know it because she's action-packed. I like to be as action-packed. I just haven't found the places yet to have that. We've had our own experiences that were fun, but I haven't found undocumented hieroglyphics yet. So, one day I will. I'm going to find dinosaur bones.
Manifestation.
I'm going to manifest that, man. I'm going to find fossils, dinosaurs. One of these days, I'm going to.
It's going to be in a Barbasol can.
Hey, Barbasol cans you can find. We found nice little things, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that button you found.
Yeah, it was a wooden button, I think.
A wooden button, yeah.
That's
and it was near a... And that was in the old...
it was an old, dried up... No, wasn't that the...
It was at the prisoner of war camp, but remember, it became...
the dried up pool.
Yeah, it was...
At the church youth group that it turned into, I think.
Yeah, the place we went to was a prisoner of war camp, and then after it was a prisoner of war camp, they turned it into a church youth group kind of camping place, and it was down by, like, this swimming hole down there, and there was a first aid station, and they had a guided map, and it was like, all you see is, like, the foundations of these old things, but this one found a wooden button, and when you just think about that, that came off as somebody's bathing suit from, like, the 40s or 50s maybe. That I think that youth group was there, something like that. But it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, just look. I always say when I'm outdoors, always look down, because there's some interesting things that I've always left behind, and you could see remnants of the past and all that. And when I'm walking down the street or I'm out back, I always look up, because there's things in the sky that you're gonna miss. And I love seeing that kind of stuff. Jax, you know what I'm talking about. I want to see those UFOs. I want to see all that stuff. That's the rabbit holes I'm going to be going down. So definitely, everybody, I hope this was a good kind of lesson to you guys, that we don't have to just meditate by doing the simple guided meditations, breathing meditations. It could be anything. And you're going to learn February 1st that being outdoors, the exploration, the air that we breathe, what we feel, the connection to our ancestors and all. Absolutely. I think Maria is going to touch on a lot of that. She meditates too. She's going to talk about her style of meditation as well. And she's going to have a lot of information. So if anybody is interested in hiking, check this out too. If it's something that you're not into, but you know somebody who's into hiking, exploration, or outdoors, turn them on to us. Bring them over here to Third Eye Meditation. Have them follow this page. You know, again, we're a community. Spread everything out, you know, because, again, it's not everything is going to touch everybody in the same way, but you know people that might be into this kind of stuff.
Or even someone who you can notice is having a bad, rough time in their life. Bring them over to us.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll wind them down.
We will. We definitely will.
They might just need to hear one sentence out of this whole thing and feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. That's what Third Eye Meditations Network is about. We're reaching out, helping people just to break out of all this nonsense, stress, anxiety. Yes, open that third eye. Open your eyes, then open your eye. Because there's so much that we are not seeing because we're not opening our eyes. And then once we open our eyes and see what's going on, then we open up that third eye and we take it to the next level. And we could start creating our own happiness, our own realities. and being outdoors, indoors, it don't matter. You guys will all be connected better to yourselves, and you could spread that to other people. So definitely do that if you guys do know anybody that is into this, hiking and exploration. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Instagram, I didn't forget about you. If anybody's over there, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have you guys on live as well in the future. Like I said, Instagram is in this phase right now, a beta testing phase through third-party apps, so I could stream live across both Facebook and Instagram through one thing instead of two separate things. So you won't see us all kind of congested in here, because I know the camera angle for that camera is different. You'll see us on a better camera. But if you like what you hear, you like what you see, follow us over here on Facebook. Go to thirdeyemeditation.net. Find out where I am. I put up a new little paragraph or a page in there that says where to find me. Go ahead and click on that. Find all the different platforms that I'm on. Find me on Facebook. You guys on Facebook, if you want to follow me on Instagram, if you want to follow me on all the other stuff, then go on thirdeyemeditation.net and go find us. Everybody, I appreciate you being here. Sarah, Hannah, I thank you guys, especially you, Sarah. It was really nice. You didn't have to come all the way in here, but I always appreciate it. It's always
I love
wonderful.
being here.
I appreciate
Even
that.
when you pressure me to do this.
Yeah,
I'm
I know I
only
pressured you
joking,
so
but-
bad. Yeah. And Hannah, of course, thank you always for being here. This whole show changed when you came on co-hosting, and I love you to death and
Love ya.
appreciate it. All right. And I love all you guys. Appreciate
Yes.
you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for following. Check me out. And the support. Absolutely. Well, myself, Hannah, Sarah, unless you guys got anything else you wanted to add, you can.
Not really. I think I'm good.
Cool.
As always, a wonderful show, and I'm super excited for what is to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jax, don't worry. We'll get some good stuff. All right. February 1st. And then check out the in-between on the off weeks, too. Because, like I said, I'm going to come up with some content on a random day, and I'll put it out there. And we'll probably change things a little bit. Probably change the directions that we're going in and all that. So definitely keep checking back. Check out thirdeyemeditation.net. That's where I always post all the stuff too as well.
And check out my baby, Third Eye Meditation Network.
Yeah, Third Eye Meditation Network. That's the group page to Third Eye Meditation page. All right, since I found out how to do that,
And
Hannah runs that.
We've been getting some great interaction on that page. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very, very happy about it. So keep on.
Yes.
Keep adding friends to it.
Yes, definitely. Add friends, get your friends involved, all right? Spread everything, all right? That's what this whole network is about. I appreciate you guys again. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
We will all catch you sometime next week, but don't forget, tune in February 1st. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Good night.